Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami.
Sanje Chodon Soji
Choknam La Jantu Bardu Dadi Kapsuchi. Dagi Churnam
Jebe Sonam Lola Benjo Sanje Reba Sanje Chodon Soji Chono La Shanje Bada Dana Jasmi Dagi Chishi Jebe Sonam Lola Benjo Sanje Reba Sanje Chodon Soji Chono Shanje Bada Dana Jasmi Dagi Chishi Jebe Sonam Lola Benjo Sanje Reba. Good morning, everyone. Everyone can hear my voice? Yeah, I hope everyone can see. I can see some people here. Hello, everyone. Looks you guys heard my voice. It's awesome, right? You don't have to drive. You don't have to get up early. Just instead of your bed, I'm also stay on my bed. This is and you sip and your gas, your energy, and your time also. It's awesome. We can meet on the Zoom with technology. Therefore, technology is very useful. 담주대요.
Yuda, good.
알래요. 어이. 다 지나가도 아니 다 가지고 깽에 tro도 샤워서 다 내려를 해버렸어요. 야 가시 남주들이야. 아니 냠주 제마등에 된대야 단대 다지 돈에 냠주 제도 받는 거요. 그래서.
So this is what we call, taking the adversities into our path. So many people who were not able to, come to the center before, now can join the teaching through the web.
근데 다 쇼친이다 계산한 좀 되려야 아니 다 돈이 쇼고 남도 아니 타제 쇼고 남도 가지 나도 가지 쪼지는 데 처음부터 가지 다 맞지 카메라로 마찬가지로 주는들이 정말 왔어.
So we had to make this decision, of closing the center, not, because willingly and happily, but because of the situation that we're in now. We thought this would be the best, thing to do at the moment.
제상가 당한도 남바 인바인자 아니 남바 진바이나 당고니 그 내가 그 말에 그디는 가도 제가 나지 동아 아니 지 나타베랑죠. 그디는 다 암존을 다 마부 투도요. 뭐 거대요.
And so if we are Buddhist, familiar with Buddhism, then we don't have much trouble, except in these situations, because we always talk about impermanence, changes, and karmic law of cause and effect, so forth. So we can understand this quite easily.
아니 야치고 남베게 추다 텐데라야 지 남주 고토 텐데 명예 텐데 이바나 야 때스 삼랑감라 용 시바르고스.
But for those not familiar with Buddhism, have not heard about these teachings before, then it might be a little bit of difficult and shocking for them. So this is something that's possible to happen. And so because of special reason like this, if you receive the teachings from the web, it's the same as receiving teaching in person. And even the initiations and vows can be received through the web for a special reason like this.
제가 아니 다 나도 도도 매비게 내가 임바인자 아니 경험 넘버 수이나야 근데 나도 다 아니 오나 남주 나제지 춘도 공변나라 요치 아니 늘라지 고송토데들 자상요 삼바까지 남주 삼로 당았어.
So because of this reason, I know we have to attend the teaching in this way, but you can still imagine that you are at the Gompa, inside the Gompa at Kurukulla Center. And, there are all these amazing statues and scriptures and all that, displaying in front of you right there. Just imagine like that, just as same as being at the Gompa.
텐데자 아니 가지 텐데 메바는 소소데 가진데 페마뇨 텐데 바이나 야 소소 나라야 아니 직고소 되게 텐데 요바이나 아니 텔라 차가 요삼바 다 메와나 가지 소소 되라야 상제도 상조 삼바 아니 지금 남과를 튼투바다와 가지 텐데 요 삼베가 삼바이나 아니 페이지에 와 임바와.
And so if you are not familiar with the center, then you can just think of all the holy statues or scriptures that you have at home. Or if you don't even have that, then just visualize all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, filling the whole space. So and in their presence, you are receiving these teachings. So if you think in this way, then it's more beneficial.
다 텐데 케메와나 땅에 잘로들한테 셰레즈 당까지 주는 제도 와세. 셰레즈 파바 셰레즈 차동 젠동 야마나 셰레즈 차셔봐. 아니 텐데지 수준들라야 상당한 적이 오래스.
And so if you can't visualize vase like that, then at least you can think of the Chenrezig right behind Geshe-la. That's the 1,000-arm Chenrezig. Or you can think of the 4-arm Chenrezig in more in a simpler form of Chenrezig in front of you.
제가 하나 다 텐데지는 가서 쇼게 까마카시 곰작이 다스. 아니 가지 수준들라야. 아니 전화 셰레즈 텐데지요 삼바체. 아니 대금 다 콜라 임바야야 아니 다 상제도 상주선바 가지 남콜라 튼트바 다지요 삼바지 아니 수준 되려야 마 수준 된다 잡로다 또 참말라 맞아나게 타다니 베sem제 참바 가지 요 삼베 삼바지 당스.
So with that thought, we're going to do a little bit of meditation now, okay? So in a space in front of you, imagine Avalokiteshvara or Chenrezig in a simple form of the 4 arms or 1,000-arm, whichever that you are more familiar with. And then surrounded to him are all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, filling the whole space like a cloud in the sky. And then around yourself, visualize all sentient beings, all sentient beings of the 6 realms surrounded to you. And then you're all together with you, are all taking refuge and this object of refuge.
아니 당게 가서 다 점으로 당게 가서 지금 된 바인 봤다 참에 가서 산지 추정은 마찬가지로 하여로 왔어. 아니 다 점으로 세대 다 가서 남배 연하면나 사고보다 다 단디 값게 되게 아니 지금 값라야 아니 점으로 세대 시간에 같이 한번 적용으로 와.
And so we take refuge in the object of refuge that we have visualized. And so just like the refuge and bodhicitta prayers that you recited earlier at the beginning of the prayer, and so just do that, imagine doing that, and of course taking refuge to be protected from all the problems and sufferings, and especially at this time of this time when we have so much problems facing, it's very important to take refuge in the 3 jewels.
아니 나 소소 나지지네 semje tsamba dewan dochi dunga dewan dochi 아니 대회 저 좀시바 dunga 모두냐 dungi 저 밤시바 된데 임바다 다 간들어 아니 도나시베 아니 바바 시리즈 수에 아니 등가 따지가로 자와사나 쳔바 아니 딱 가디나 알아야 아니 고소 투지 무드 아니 따로치 나로치 아니 나도 참아 쪼브로치 된데라고 쌈네 양도 되고 그랬어.
And so now, with the visualization of Avalokiteshvara in the space in front of you, imagine taking refuge, and by thinking of all oneself and all sentient beings, being ignorance of the sufferings and how the sufferings and happiness are achieved. So even though one wishes to be happy, don't know how to create the cause of happiness. Even though one wishes to be free from suffering, but don't know how to abandon the cause of the sufferings. And And so to be protected from all these sufferings and to achieve happiness, imagine requesting very strongly from one's depth of one's heart to grant you the blessings of the body, speech, and mind, and all the realizations of the body, speech, and mind of the all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of you.
Okay, now we start, okay? 아니 근데 아니 소소가 다 전업 쇼발라 때네 아니 너나시베 아니 자와서나 쳔베가 고송 투지 무접 아니 지 드스티나 바제네 아니 소소다 아니 소소 다가에 베셈션 탐주발라 파오네 아니 레지 나타 쳔지 동아 삼베 바제 참아 아니 지문에 전에 다 차상 매바 차송 삼고레스.
So because of making a strong request in that way and taking refuge in the the object of refuge in the space in front of you that you have visualized, imagine nectar and light flowing down from them and entering into you and all the sentient beings surrounded to you, and thereby you are free from all the sufferings of the mind, all the pain of the body, and all the obstacles that come on your way are all completely purified.
오야 어떤 남주 텐데 삼로 따네 아니 만에 때 장도 야 보여 가상의 주의네 아니 정보를 못 제가 미세가 나타도 쉐어 제당도 ger소소라야 아니 아니 동셔를 아니 대쇼세 가다 까나요래.
And so with that visualization, if you can recite, then it will be very helpful. So just like His Holiness the Lama advised, for each individual to do 100 million Om Mani Padme Hums, 100 million times Om Mani Padme Hum, to overcome all these obstacles for oneself.
근데다 아니 제자 아니 단 바바 셰레즈기 고송 투지 전업자들 맞아 다 일을 맞대 땐데 가서 자름 붙이고 송송 아니 셰레즈기 집다 가로 저바다 안도 되게 나 추칭이 그 저바데다 티나면 건데 가다 간지 같이 하면 레데도 요 송송 왔을 때 땐데 인사래.
So if we do that, visualization and the prayers of Avalokiteshvara, then definitely we'll receive the blessings. Just in the matter of sooner or later, just like His Holiness, said, because Avalokiteshvara is very closely related, with all the beings, who are involved in Tibetan Buddhism, and therefore definitely will receive the blessings.
어떤데 바다 아니 가디는 많은데 바다 많이 되지만도 춘주를 마찬가지 많이 되시라고 내가 첨보 아니 전업 첨보 아니 네바 첨보이 말이.
And should strive to recite Om Mani Padme Hum as much as possible. Don't think of Om Mani Padme as a very small practice. It's a great practice, and it has a great blessings, great power. So if we recite Om Mani Padme, there are great benefits.
어찌 되지 다 되는데 다 나도 다 되는데 나도 자토는 종교가 돼 가르치는 쇼르나 다 가상도 깽이지 아니 또 아니 나타데 자나라 총지 다 대단데 갑단 담블리 바지 야급 자다 쉽질 하지라야 나타데 캡 아니 미파지 범치당 동랑압질하지는 나사대요. 아니 다나지게 다 미파지 동자 파지 실하지 아니 텔레데 선바 뭐다 된지 간지 다다는데 차대로 왔어.
And so the reason why we're meeting online like this, is because of this disease, the coronavirus, right, which has spread all around the world. Maybe like 150,000 people are infected, and about 4,000 have died.
아니 다나지게 자급 자당 파시 쉽절하지는 나한테 잡산도.
And it says it's already spread it around the world, over maybe like 140 countries already.
아니 바시 나상 말아서 다 아릭다와 인바이나 바시 땅가 댕업주당 바이오레 바시 나댕 쉽제살라 바시 나도데 만줄라 마데 잡사바데 차도.
So like in America itself, there is like about 400 or 540 people, has been infected or diagnosed, with the disease, with the virus.
다나지게 땅가데 바시 쉽제살 나다데 바 잡사도.
And all 48 states, have this virus spread already.
근데 인바인자 지가 간제 나산데코 말아서 sabda 맞지나 가와나 바 참져가지. 야 sabda 지나고 sabda che여와지래도.
And so this disease, if we are not careful, then of course we can easily get it. But if we are careful, then we can also easily avoid it.
어제다 단대 잘라변데 말아서 고세치나 안에 자나 졸아야다 나가도 봐. 가루진 점차와도 아니 차도.
And so from what I heard now is that right now in China, the disease is already kind of subsiding or becoming less and less now.
아니나 다 간조 출로 잡고라다 아니야 고 나타던 파도 같은데요. 단대 바시 든라 카시 나라야 땡데 바시 마 아니 요런도 그래. 아니데 가디나 양 파도 말에.
But increasing more and more in other countries. But even like in America, I think in like a couple of weeks, it will definitely go down. I don't think it will increase more.
그거 저다 단다 피네 다 잡복하지라도 야침 파거든. 야침 파네 파지 마. 아도 잠이야 그래 봐요래. 근데 참에게 섭섭소이나.
And so maybe right now it's the time to go up. It's going up now. But after some time, maybe in a couple of weeks, it will go down if everybody is careful, being hygienic and so forth.
근데다 가다 내제세대 안에 마타베 라지 임바 아니 내제 손안 만데 봐야다 그 가디나들이 대대고 말이 코텐데 이제 와도 그래. 근데다 아니 삼당감다 치는 제고 말이.
So just like every compounded phenomena, that has the nature of changing, this also will have the change. So it will not always stay like that all the time. So you don't need to be worried or panicking.
근데 얘나양도 아니 리당 세민자랑도 잘되고 그래서.
But we have to be prepared, both physically and mentally.
제장간도 참아 냠도 지네 tradi치고 냠도 지네 달라 아니 갑자기 하고 그래서.
And we all have to work together, to be a readiness with that, and to fight with that.
아니 나라서 지금 냠도 갑자기 와야나 아니 간도 갑자기 하면도 요 말에.
So if we fight together, then there's nothing that we cannot fight with.
제자 안에 간도 다 냠도 제세대 간도 참에기 소소소 된자라야 아니 삼도 안에 소소소 된자라야 손집제 대응한도 냠도 제가 그래서.
So what we have to work together is by individually being careful of one's hygiene, taking care of one's health, and making sure that one stays well and be protected.
양들에게 제전에 그 제와래 무 제와래 콘도 제와래 제제마서 양간조에 섬라야 지금 남동 잠다다 야 지금 세다 제근도 등도 당간도 남바진배 차니 아니 막가고야 되시라는 거 좀 자기요래.
And then because of this situation, people tend to blame others. Oh, because of them, because of him, because of her, this thing happened like that. So, but as a Buddhist, we should not do that. We should stop blaming others, for the sufferings that we are going through.
제자 안에 다단도서 가르치 줬나 나라서 미기 안에 지가 단즈 난전 아라제들이 뛰어지는 데 요구요래.
And so basically it is the delusions of the sentient beings, right? Because of our own self-cherishing attitude, self-grasping ignorance, and because of that, we're facing these problems.
right? Missing out the Michigan, some she and other Dumbledore and never check something Pachio. That digger, Manason Dumbly said there, and party chicken dead day, 10 day yamba, 10 yamba, Java Tan, the only not to send a pay music Ratia was.
And so it's like that. It's not like one individual person like spread this disease, saying, okay, I'm going to give this disease to all the people there, and then he throw it out like that. It's not like that, And so it is all depending on the karma of all sentient beings who are going through that, right? And so this also shows that, but of course it's dependent on each other, conditioned by each other. And so this also shows how related and connected we are all with each other.
강식 땡주 많이 매 충가해 봐 마야노 대신 또마 많이 매 충가해 봐 맞으면 다 니까도 너도 라티야 부용도 왔어 간지 파티 치기질라 맞네 주보대서 주는 와.
So without a relationship or connection with each other, there's no way the things can happen. Like dependent origination. When we talk about dependent originations, one depend on other. So without that, there's no way it can happen. Right? So it really shows clearly that this is now all happening because of dependent origination.
제가 때는 해도 변한가도 나사티 마일 똥tra 추차 뭐 잡로라 열다나이나야. 단다 가로서 잠을 채원다와이나 알레 무시치기야. 나도 나사도 요거 말했으면 셈라야. 가로 남라서 그나면 그 자직친의 명이 파시 요 말에 처음에 자직친 돼요.
And so all depends on, like, think about it, so far away, like tens of thousands of miles away from the world. But every part of the world, people are scared, thinking that this, disease, I might get that disease. So they're all like very worried and all prepared, to avoid that disease.
다 나신기 멜로 첨보에 봐나리, 로 춘주에 봐나리, 달마 포사 모사가나. 나도 나서도 포 말에 섬섬 파지오 말에 관계가 폭시 말에 섬에 다 섬라야 고타직 쟁돼요 그래서.
And so nobody is thinking that I won't get the disease. Everybody thinks, I might get the disease. Even if you are old, young person, young and strong person, or a child, everybody thinks that, this is very scary. I might get this disease. There's no one thinking that I won't get this disease.
제사타 니기 땡데서 등도 배 무슨 비가 나로서 고체기도 왔어.
And so this already really gives us some understanding about the dependent origination, right?
다 나지기 앞에 잠블리가 작업질에 전혀 쇼와나 다 대상 잠블리가 작업 처음에 전혀 되고도 와.
And so just like that, if something happens, to one country in the world, then it affects all other countries in the world, right?
제단다 네가 가상의 자동에 들어진 통송. 아니 미지야 다 단대기 나선 네게 젠체가 아니 네게 들어야 남비출에 미세게야 안 대화다. 아니 지금 도나 다나제 남비추가 강 랍샤바데 무유네스가 라트가도 종송스 랍샤스.
And then I saw someone like mention about on the website when they because of this situation they developed he developed more faith in Buddhism and had more interest and he can see how it makes sense what Buddhism explains about.
로 엔간도 안데제 참좀 답에 라제레스 댐 쇼케 안에 참아 렐레 따다요나 gonda 차sam바 아니 지야 안 준도 왔다 아니 쇼케 안 년가도나야 gonda야 만 준도 같은데 이제 데제 세대 아니 답에 라제 소나문이 바레 세대 근데 정도와.
And so this shows how the change is happening, right? Like every component phenomena is impermanent. So impermanent means that's changing moment by moment. So although things are all right in the morning, it can go all haywire in the night. So it all depends, right? So the changes can happen. So that's what Buddhism talks about, and it makes sense.
로 다 나중에 다 나라서 사대 남주 제감보 조제 감보 아니 신도 어디서 가와는 연구 신경 말이 수종 것이 말다 내려갈라 남달랑도 통과나 조에나 가도 가와니 와도 그랬어. 아니 간도 통과주나라 딱 그지게 계속하기는 참가 시집이 참 주기도 왔어. 제 장가 단데 세야요를 좋아요래. 단데 슈마 용거 말했으면 좀 남라 용거로 왔어.
And all the food that we eat, like the rice and flour, all this, where they come from, we don't know. And we only know, we only know how to buy them from the stores. And if there is no more in the store, then where do we get them from? We don't know. So that's why people are all very worried. And they're like, that's why last few days you might have seen that people are all rushing, to the grocery stores and collecting all the food that they can get from there.
저도 영화 좋아해요. You guys went to shopping? I'm sure. 근데 드레자 안에 드레자 안에 가도 남배 추네 남주지 땡주다 마타베라지 제가 나치가라지 셰데바데 다 누주 갈랑도 냠네 제외 갑에 다 냠네 가르치스나 이리 갑라요 semna tradici 간지 남다메 가지고 그래 대셔라는 거지 뭐래.
And so all these teachings, we have learned, in Buddhism about dependent origination and death and impermanence, and karmic law, cause and effect, and so forth. So these, we should put into practice at this time, and in the situations like this. And so we have to be prepared, and not be worried, not be panicking, at this time.
나도 라우르나야 왔어. 남체 참여레스. 채팅 예매레스지 왔어.
And so just like it is said in the teaching on Lambda, that the death is certain, but the time of death is uncertain.
제가 다들 따다랜도 왔어. 그때가 하고 있는데 왔어.
So that's really true, right? We don't know when the death is going to happen or come.
제가 치외 께데 가리지 하고 있는데 가리는 용식이 왔어.
And what can be the condition for the death? We don't know, right? Anything can rise up as a condition for death.
제장도 남병원에 세바나 코데 내가 그렇게 말했는데 용 세바이래. 코데 뭐 라제래. 지팅이 춘이래. 코백이 춘이래 삼 바다 연결해. 이 말이야.
And so from a Buddhist point of view, we can just think of this as something in the nature of the samsara. This is something that can happen. It is the changes happen. This can happen, and and it's possible to happen. So no need to worry about that.
임바야나야 내가 질래야. 대삼내야 소소라 손쪽야 본 마치 sabza 마치나 야 대고 바레스.
So on the hand, you have to think like that. Then not need to worry. But on the other hand, you should still take care of yourself. Protect yourself. And if you don't do that, then you'll be foolish.
좋아. 소소게 깬체네 양미 신발라 아니 직강에 시바로 왔어.
So if you just sit there and don't take care of yourself and just say, oh, it can happen, it's natural, it's samsara and like that, then because of that you get sick and then you give that disease to other people. That's not good, right?
제장아도 참에가 냠도 루루체네 다 딜레칸데 제사데 참에가 게수수수 게네키 소소다 소수고 남이 침세 소소라야지 간제 송접지와 소소문에 콘솔라 파나사도 막고 근데 군주가 나서 소소라 딱까지 더와 나서 대나서 소소라 투만 제베체 참에 루루체와나 내가도 너도 매바들이 개 말해.
And so that's what I mean earlier, to work together. So when we say work together, it means like, at least, like keep oneself protected from those diseases and make sure that one doesn't get the disease and then doesn't give to others through one, those diseases. So if we are all careful and control that, then it is not, not impossible to get rid of this disease.
어제 드레이바다 다 나중에 아니 반대 잘라배나 가서 배외게 배제 나주 루소이바나 아니 또 아니 꼰초도 렌델라 있지 내가 나타내야 그 지메 깨매지는 영화 말이 근데다 이제 꼰초도 렌델라 있지다 아니 도나지야 되잖아요 그 자기로 봤어.
And so as a Buddhist, it is very important to have refuge and believe in the karmic law, cause and effect. And so it's not something that happens without cause and condition. So whatever the disease or anything that's happening around us now is all because of cause and conditions. And so therefore, faith in the karmic law, cause and effect.
아니 데이터 나도 잠불이 생체 신득이래 말이야. 생체 신득이래.
And then this is also like the result, of the common karma of all sentient beings in this world.
뭐 제자 안에 제버 제버다 마음에 녀라 가서 때문에 와서 이래. 다맨 처비 갑라야 코 빼면서 갈래카오래 코 독사야.
So before the result has already ripened, we should avoid it. Otherwise, once the result has ripened, then there's nothing we can do but to experience it.
제자다 가서 배전하들려나. 네. 이보라 만들어버려스. 만들어버. 저게 따방가 사대요. 저라서 영에는 사오레스.
And so that's the money ribu, the money pill, the money pill, blessed, with the recitation of many hundreds and thousands of Om Mani Padme prayer mantra. And so that's what you should take if you have that. Geshe-la said he's taking that every day.
Open everyone's mouth, okay? Yeah, okay. 제가 간서 남주 다음 안에 내 점고를 붙이고 조치면 간서 마보 하지. 안에 단간서 배회게 아니 저 나상공고 체기 아니 그리고 다시 때 조치직 차대 그래.
So this is one of the the blessed pills, especially blessed by His Holiness also. So with many other monks and His Holiness personally blessed this. So it has a great blessing, and we Tibetans, all take this as a precaution and a practice. So before you get all the disease, you keep eating this blessed pills, money pill, then you will not get sick.
And that day, 땡아도 남배 주쇼 이랬어.
So this is again from the the Buddhists and especially the Tibetans and the belief of that.
다 가서 다 간종원이 다 다른 테리돈 탐바 아니 잠리냐데 점 속다 아니 아리가 CDC 건조고 다 멤버 아니 오늘 전에 지금 냠냠 영에도 저거야 다 가서 남도 가르치는데 도정아도 람 그리고 란에 따야 돼 싫어하는 것이 못 찾아요 그래.
But scientific talking, we should follow those guidelines given by the doctors, especially the the CDC doctors. So whatever they have told us to do and take, we should take that and do those things.
Okay. Then lapa kanji togo undu kanjen Tseten kare chego undu kare ta lapa kan cha chomondu so and meda mi parola kanji tani mo dego undu ko nesa yomi chewaye mar ko ngogo de cheshawayana madu tedi dusachi rewa sansana gyabete pena ko chimboro was.
And so, just like the doctors, the CDC doctors have explained or advised, how to avoid this, like by washing hands all the time, keeping your hands clean, and not like handshaking or hugging and so forth. People, even though we don't know who has disease or not, but even if you think they don't have disease, still keeping distance like that. Those for this time is very important to keep oneself protected from those diseases.
제단 내려 갑라야 그 디디근 테리단 틈베게 돈에 라다체 줄로고 라다 들리체 나 샘길에 터리체데 남베 춘이 강송어 잡아도 터리체나 아니 간소 아니 쇼바니 된도 배워 야용으로 왔어.
And so if we do that externally, do or follow all those advices given by the CDC doctors, and internally, just like I mentioned earlier, think about the teachings provided by Buddhism, and then in things, if you do it that way, then you will be well prepared from both inside and out.
다나신게 아니 니레 갑라야 간소 지금 저와 맞다 봤어야 돼. 오늘 지금 당 간소 가르치는 미 강한 담배셔를 아 시그리 시그리 삼 셰드 그러 같은데 나 오늘 니레 갑라야 저와 맞다 왔다 오늘 대 팽도 와.
And so at this time also, it helps, to us to think about the death and impermanence, right? So we think, I might die, I might get disease, I might die, and things like that. That makes us think about death and impermanence.
제가 아주 샘라 자디데 가지나 남백의 춘에 강소셔 봤다. 다 용세바레 된지 땡이 춘이래 코벤 도다래서. 아니 슐로케 아니 샤셔데 다디근 트리베 아니 소수 야kop게 아니 따지 남도 강아쳐 봤던 로와이나 아니 따타니 많은 거 찾아 그러와.
And so internally, you think about all this, the Buddha's teaching, thinking about the death and impermanence, thinking about karmic law, cause and effect, thinking how this is all possible to happen and will not last forever and so forth. But externally, still follow those advices given by the CDC doctors and do all those things. So if you do follow that, then we don't fall into that stream and any of the extremes.
어제 근데 이제 아직 남백에 아니 지금 섬로 땅다 야보들이 요는 너희가 괜찮네요. 소주고 냠내서 야래요 왔다. 슈처를 왔다. 때는 들어가 용 그러고.
And so if you have some understanding and practicing about Buddhism, then because of these kind of conditions and situations, and can enforce your practice to become even better.
아니 간도 깽이 상처람도 저와서지 와서 간도 로종을 나라야.
And so there is this practice of taking the adversities into a path, right? Path to enlightenment in Lojong.
제가 너희 깽한 반 너희 쇼위 갑라야 되게 깽 제네 수수고 냠내 냠말에 사바 삼로 냠말에 그 영화 제타와나 깽이 상처람도 저와서 용 거야.
And so because of this kind of adversaries or difficult condition or situation, if we can make our practice even better than before, or put this situation into the practice, then that's what it means by taking the adversaries into a path.
제가 다 니가도 간지 고와 도도로 가려고나 다 샘랑 감다지는 제고 말했어. 감다지는 팽가 말했어. 아니 쉔진을 같이 주스 연나는 내가 먹가 지시 팽 같이 주스 매나는 내가 먹가 지시 요새 따다래대로 왔어.
And so basically, no need to worry about it. And so just like it is said in the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, if there is no way to fix it, then why worry about it? And then if it can be fixed, why worry about it? If it cannot be fixed, then what's the point of worrying about it?
제가 샘부터 tradit네 고 샘부터 tradit지. 아니 시게 쫄람 거 차네 아니 대럽게 대단 담바 제와이나 아니 가도 리다 샘니가라 남라게 용거 말해.
So from the mind, you think like that. From internally, from your mind, you think like that. But externally, physically, you do all those things that the CDC doctors have advised. So the modern scientists have advice. Then you will have no problems. You will be well prepared.
제가 변다 다 다와니 생내라야 다 자나라 대성을 다 단대 갈랑 안도 고세잖아 아니 자나라 나서디. ingema tushena ani ta garuji ma nyonsa wa yongdo was tenda ngando dela ko kadina dreji ngamba che deda ko mare.
So like 2 months ago it was very increasing, so much increasing in China, right? The disease was increasing so much in China, but right now it's decreasing, so it's not staying the same as before. So seems like same here, right now it's kind of increasing, but it do not stay like that. Also it will come down and decrease again.
제자 안에 간도 라다 라미고 줄럽다 안에 지게 띵엔다 된제금 투다 된rel라 때네야 간도 나사다 먹고 시라 편기오래.
And through the blessings of the lamas and deities, and through the power of the concentration and practice, this the disease can be avoided.
제다당아도 고세 지나 등에 가르다는 바바 시에들라 양원에 전에 대화 뜻이도 여 등에게 미슈고는 간들가도 배회나라 단다 다 자나라 다 나사다 뭐보다 배회나라 나사낭이 강락감도 쇼월에다 있나야 다 티가 단다 총이란도 총마송 와서 다 등도 쇼치는 바바 시에들지 투제션로 빈제레 나랑 상부였어. So
the disease has also spread in Tibet, many parts of Tibet, and many Tibetans were infected with that, but there were none died. And so I think personally, this is my personal belief that this is because of the blessings of the Avalokiteshvara and blessing from reciting the prayer Om Mani Padme Hum.
제가 아니 직장보는 시작해 봐야 아니 지금 미세가 나사 텔레펜이 제도 아니 만들어야 아니 덤벤 생활자야 아니 좀에 생활자야 아니 빠데나몰아야 아니 즉 아니 가로 소소 모놈자야다 근데가 간장도 미 참매가 하고야 시야 lela wo kane ne chetoya de de charze ta chapten de ma na so wa so nenga ige was.
And so His Holiness, advised us to do this practice, of reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, Avalokiteshvara mantra, and then do the Shakyamuni mantra, Tata Om Mani Padme Soha, and then also Tara mantra, and then also reciting the requesting prayer, to Pandit Lama, the protector. And so these are some simple basic practices that we usually do, right? And easy for us to do. So this is the advice conferred by His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
다 나중에 다 Lama Zopa Rinpoche 아니 사자 공부를 보시리 야까마 버튼 좀 망보고야 야 샵된 잠만다 물음 잠만다 망보 만나게 요래서와 그래서 등주고 채널라 때니 다시 인계를 선보도 생해서 나타데 아니 배회 나와서라 지금도 나사되게 다 정마셔와데.
And of course, His Holiness, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, has given done practices and done many practices. And Satya Khoma Rinpoche and Karmapa and all great lamas, have done prayers and has given many practices to do. And I think it's because of those blessings that there hasn't been any death, in the followers of Tibetan Buddhism.
뭐지 근데 받았다 나도 아니 바바 셰리 될라야 아니 대화지 지도 제외 돈에 아니 나도 많은 정말이나 땡땡 팽그랬대 땡땡 내봐요래.
And so like that, if we recite Om Mani Padme Hum with a strong, very full concentration, full concentration, if we recite Om Mani Padme Hum, it will definitely help us.
제단 바바 셰리 제때 아니 산제 탐 주지 아니 이제 대다 사이즈도 샤바 아니 강사도 샤바데 말아 왔어.
So Avalokiteshvara, is the embodiment of all the Buddha's compassion. So what do we mean by embodiment? Is that compassion of all the Buddhas arising in a physical form of a deity is called Avalokiteshvara.
와, 제가 미미츠베 대신 셰리 싱스. 대다 아니 바바 셰리 제때 문에 전에다 이제 차단단 봐. 이제 빠드면 봤다. 이제 빼샤다는 차대 요래.
So it says like objectless compassion, so great compassion. So Avalokiteshvara is the Buddha of a great compassion.
어제 텐데다 다 장소 산이나니 가와 많이 파진 되미식 지요 말에 되죠나. 시다 다 남네 셴바잖아. 르르 야포여다 많이 메싱이 지요 매와이자 간도 많이 대 강마마 사토와이나. 쇼치네 아니 점거는 뭐지기 아니 까드베다. 니네 소소그지. 샘라야 편와 아니 썸네 쏘는 거 촉사야. 아니 셴네 나타난 것이야. 강갈 팽겨래서.
And so if we recite Om Mani Padme Hum, it's very simple, easy to recite, right? Everybody knows it. And of course, there are other practices we might do. It's not saying you can't do other practices. You can do other practices too. But Om Mani Padme is very simple, easy. And, so if we do that, then there's, firstly, we're following the advice of His Holiness. And secondly, it helps our mind. And thirdly, it, avoids, the diseases, and so it helps in many ways, so therefore it's good to recite Om Mani Padme as many as possible.
제가 많은 돈을 걸었다 가도 가르치고 나 산제 쇼게 가디나 당가도 잠도 산제 주소만 마친 대쇼 그러 봤어.
And so how do you start reciting Om Mani Padme Hum? It's in the early in the morning, when you first start, start with the refuge and the bodhicitta prayers, which you all know, right?
아니 되네지네 소소 되되라고 곰라고 자도 여봐야나 아니 매마 소소 배나 셰레지기야 왕한테 토여와나 아니 소소야 셰레데 깨초고 요래서.
And then if you have a little more extra time to do the practice, then and you have received Avalokiteshvara initiation before, then you can generate yourself in the form of Avalokiteshvara.
아니 셰레지가 왕한테 토매봐야나 아니 소소 고토 될라야. 아니 셰레지가 아니 되네지 삼다만 되게 요래서.
And if you have not received initiation of Avalokiteshvara, then you can visualize the Avalokiteshvara on your head, on top of your crown on your head.
다이나 야마나 아니 소준 되었달라야 아니 산지 셰레지가 고 야마나 tanka 야마나 셰레지 뭐네 야마나 다 잠그는 뭐지 아니 소주 자벨라마도 뭐 이다 마치 잠그는 뭐지 삼다만 되게 요래서.
Or you can visualize in the space in front of you, looking at you, facing towards you. So in front of you, if you feel that we're comfortable, you can visualize that. you can visualize an Avalokiteshvara, or you can visualize His Holiness Lama, who is inseparable, from your root guru. Like that, you can think like that.
And tejo and Sanjay Chusavan there, and the Tadamando, Om and the Pemot, Tomajo, setting it, and the Sitang Momo Lapsa is in the Tanko Nanga Shuna. Setting and on to Linga Yosum Tangri, you sum your is our Masum set.
So with that, then you recite Om Mani Padme Hum. So Om, the first syllable Om, consists of 3 letters, like O, A, Ma. So that symbolizes the 3 body, speech, and minds.
다 가려서나 아니 바바 시에네 제게 링아 요섬 셰사 마치나 셰다지나 고소 투선데 아니 대차 셰다 뜨무 아니 깨가 나절라도 동아 차다다 자사바이 바레스 다 나라 수지지 링아 요섬 단다치 녀모고 공부해 봐 나요와 차요와 가제 모든 레드바이 바레스.
And so that symbolizes the body, speech, and mind. So the holy body, speech, and mind of the Avalokiteshvara, that's free of all the the obscurations and sufferings and delusions. And then also symbolizes that is free of all the obscurations and faults. And then also symbolizes our body, speech, and mind, 3 body, speech, and mind, which are all impure. In a sense, and defiled with these delusions, ignorance, and so forth.
제자타 아닌 바바 시에네 제기 고소 투선데 녀모다 차와 아니 드니 차와데 가르지네 쇼마르나 아니 탑다 셔름이 냠사나 바라 때네 드니 쇼마르 에서나도 마나 빼메서 용거레스 팅 쇼르가 주마.
So this is, we want to receive the blessings of the pure the holy body, holy speech, holy mind, of Avalokiteshvara, to purify our impure body, impure mind, and impure speech. And so how that happens, how can that happen, is through the practice of the method and wisdom. And that is when that's what's explained, pe me.
아니 많아다 뭐 많아.
So first is the money.
아니 만으로 만에서 되게 다티 간다 아니 탑성이래서 탑.
So money, and the payment, money and payment. So that's the method and wisdom. So the money symbolizes the money is the money, symbolizes the method.
아니 되게 가래라가 되나 아니 간도 만사제 노르버가 미 바리 노르버 세대 요와였나 되게 메디가 군두기 아니 내가 차단 좀 그래서 다 간도 배나 간도 단 지트나 나가 간제 메디 라발라 빼셔요나 아니 메디가 가래 고에나 뇨토가 다 좀 그래 나게로 되게 치바레스. So
money actually means a jewel, like jewel. If you have a jewel with you, then it's very valuable. Right? You can find anything with that. You can sell it, get a lot of money, and with that money you can buy all those things. So that jewel actually means like a money, or money, like real, the cash money, and that's what it symbolizes. So because with that you can achieve anything. So they say if you have money you can buy anything. That's what we normally say, so that shows the value of the money.
다 티페나시 에는 안조절이야 아니 탑기 냠len 파천투 젬바 좀 저바 쫀지 아니 샴바 니제 샹저 생배 냠래 여와이나 가렌도 버드나 아니 산지 콤반도 그래스 소소고 생기 대진 좀 그래서라고 그래스. So
just like with the money you can buy anything. So if you have the method, like the method practice of the 6 perfections, like first the 4 perfections, like perfection of generosity, morality, effort, patience, and then on top the great compassion, loving kindness, and bodhicitta. You have that, and through that you can achieve or gain the state of Buddhahood. So that's what.
근데 아니 탑기 냠래 제발라 때네 아니 산지 바바시레지 아니 꾼르기 다 바자세가 남는데 니바용고 요래서.
And so by practicing that method practice, and method aspect of the practice, you can achieve the pure body of the Avalokiteshvara.
제가 다 단디갑기 아니 지금들이 다 냉행들의 영화도 알아서 무시 몸배 원가 내가지 제발라 때네 내는 이거에다 다 대용발라 아니 혈압 아니 빼면서 되는 거래서 빼면서데 메도 뺨마데 아니 고께서데 다 나바나 깨다 코랑게 라제데 아니 지금 나바다 만져와 대리치방 알아서 셈데 단다 녀모도 제요 말해서 녀모 바깝샤요 그래 내가 소소데 빡빡시에서 거로 봤어.
And so in order to get rid of these delusions, the obscurations or defilements from our mind, and then we need the method and the wisdom, method and the wisdom. And so that's the peme, shows the wisdom. So wisdom is the reality, the nature of the mind, the clear nature of the mind. So just so peme, which means a lotus. So lotus, even though it's born, it is born. Even though it grows, from a mud, but it's not solid or not stained by the mud. So that's the nature, of the mind. Even though it is tainted by all these delusions temporarily, but the nature of the mind, is clear, is pure.
제자 안에 가들 안에 지금 단다고지 지가로 지금 단 님들이 깽에 빠져 다다다 빠져 나사도 주고 말해만 사인지바 아니 메인지바 롱은지바 아니 출로근지바 다 간지 사지멜론 용어지긴 지반 담블레 쇼 용거 너도 용화대 아니 쇼치니 미게 셈 요모데 양화대 쳔네 미체게체 아니 내가 이것도 걸 삼바고 그래서.
And so all these diseases, not only the disease that's happening now, but all other destructions, that's happening, that happened in this world, the destructions, caused by the fire, caused by water, caused by wind, and so forth. All it happened because of people doing the things that they're not supposed to do out of delusion, out of ignorance and out of delusions. They did all these things, and because of that, then we get all these destructions in the world.
제자 아니 두 전에 아니 가르쳐오고 아니 혈압 냠네 간지 미시 몸에 머리바 아니 다드다 단전 저는 지금 야포 마엠바 아니 지금 된대걸로 삼도 따와이나 아니 빼매세도 냠네 연구요래서.
And so if we think about these delusions, especially the self-grasping ignorance and attachment, anger, ignorance, jealousy, and so forth, and if we think about, think of them as being bad, and then you will apply the practice of the lotus, the peme.
보다 가들 아니 샴바 많은 경우에 누구라 샴바다 이제다 샤지고 셈 아니 조바 아니 삼도 담아대 아니 탑근님을 자기요래 많은 경우에 누구라야 아니 지금 다저 머리부게 께 아나 집어도 쩐되게 께 300권에 많은데나 아니 빼매게 샤르근님을 자기요래.
And so while if you think about the loving kindness, compassion, the practice of the first four perfections, like the perfection of generosity, morality, patience, so forth, then that becomes the practice of a method, which is the money. And then if you recite Mani Padme Hum with the thought of and thinking of abandoning the delusions like attachment, anger, jealousy, ignorance, and so forth, then that becomes the practice of the wisdom, which is the peme.
그래. 아니 홍세에 tindiga 탑다 혈압기 냠내데 가디나야지 카타임에 받아 버려. 영어 쇼고도 탐만 자고 여러 번.
And then the home, symbolizes the unification of these two, method and wisdom. So may the practice of these two, method and wisdom, never be separated. So the unification of method and wisdom.
어째다 많이 동기야 또 많이 공부해나 아니 탑 혈압기냐면 자고 여래.
And so if you meditate on emptiness or contemplate on emptiness while reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, that becomes a practice of wisdom.
아니 많이 동기야 아니 샴바다 이제 아니 샤지고 셈 아니 tindiga 상로 따와야나 아니 탑 그냐면 자고 여래.
And if you contemplate on loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta while reciting on Om Mani Padme Hum, then that becomes a practice of method.
제 장가 안에 많은 동교들이 되게 냠내데 채워야나 아니 바바 시리즈 나신기 아니 소소야 먹어봐 강 종족 아니 이제가 라도시제 사진 tai karo sanje mo che gre ba yore.
And so if we do that practice like that, continuously, then eventually we can also achieve the state of avalokiteshvara, the great compassion, through this practice.
Yan samsamla ya mani khaga ke doma go chi do tangi nangama naje chele papa shere de yamna soso kewa yamna soso ndole che ani shela semla ya ani yinde chena mani domba na ani te ya gom ya bo shu cha gore.
And so, you don't have to recite it out loud. You can also recite, internally with the visualization of avalokiteshvara on your crown or place in front of you, and then recite, quietly like that with that thought, and that also becomes very, practice strong. Strong good practice.
아니 되게 많이 연대 남중아도 세와 라바 섬제 미파 되게 야 되게 돈발에 다다 아니 꽤 매워지 아니 수수 열라 많이 돈바지 대양 제 맞죠지 많이 돈바이나 아니 곰 템보야고 싶자 그래 돼.
So rather than reciting out loud with the distraction, or carrying the mala in your hand but looking around all over the place and reciting with distraction, rather than doing that, if you recite quietly with the strong full concentration on the loving kindness, compassion, and so forth, and that becomes more powerful.
제가 바지 다 단대 가블야 바지 다 내가 제사 마보지 내가 제사야 고잡야 통강 상하야 마보 고잡네 나도 미 마보지 빨리 나라 대야기 고가 마 바지 예외선도 용도와 근데 대가 비전 초라 만들어 버지는데 냐매 제다와이나 아니 깽에 샹절람도 저와서 나도 용도로 왔어.
So at this time, when many of the workplaces are closed and many restaurants are closed and many public gathering places are closed, and people are advised to stay inside at home, then maybe this is a good opportunity, to practice. Yeah. So stay at home and recite Om Mani Padme Hum and do these prayers and practices, and then really becomes taking the groceries into the path.
제가 당하던 참대하게 되세 남중하던 참대 도움 말이 왔어 다씩 되세 매와다치 다 다데 코 마데란데 샤워로 왔어.
So so this is the time to do your retreat. Normally you have many excuses to say you don't have time to do retreat, you don't have time to retreat, but now you are forced to do retreat. So
제가 아니 그 내게 깽양바데 만두 겨체기 내가 빠져는 And
so if this kind of a bad condition is turned into doing a practice for us, then that becomes really taking adversaries into a path to enlightenment. Otherwise, we don't have a time, right? Do you find time to do your practice? Very difficult, right?
No, we don't have time. We have to do so many things, not just one thing. We have to go things, we have to do things, we have to done things. Therefore, including myself, we don't have time. Like these things is also very good opportunity to do more study, more practice, more concentration. Because everyone's doing their own, protection. Therefore, everyone's very quiet around. Therefore, very good opportunity to more study, more practice, more concentration. Right? Today is today kablata nyamlen ramara mombo yore na tande kablata chami shiade ani ganzo manesana ani abuchara yore ta ngaraina kadina mantanya sade yos.
Really, a good idea to do Om Mani Padme Hum mantra as much as possible, or full retreat of Om Mani Padme Hum. And Geshe-la says he himself is reciting Om Mani Padme Hum all the time. Geshe-la says he's thinking all over all kinds of things in his mind, but then his mouth is always reciting Om Mani Padme Hum.
되게 많이 받지. 전화문에 당도 변화 주주질 만에 하나 찾아다가 가서 컨텐츠 제도 말이야. 나 담보 끊어 야 보지지. 줄은 뭐야 보지나 안 되게 그래서.
And so don't follow that that example. Of course, it's difficult, to do with the full concentration. If you recite Om Mani Padme for 1 hour, it's difficult to do it. Full concentration. At the very least, have a proper motivation at the beginning, and then do a good dedication at the end.
로 제자 안에 가출로 네가 어떤 내게 괜찮네 아니 소소가 냠내라 때서 슉잡터와나 아니 셈망감라 요거 말해서 가나 셈만도 만도절라 셈 찍마진 게 저거 말해서 제가 소소 냠내 제가 세는 제 그냥 저대 볼까라 한번 셈봐도 공연 용토 말해서.
And so it's good to do these kind of practices, if possible, with the full concentration, because when you are focused on one thing, you can't focus on other things. So that also helps. And so when you're thinking about the practice, then you can't think about the worries, the disease and all these things, right? And so you will not be worried. You'll be focused on the practice.
Otherwise, you think about the disease, news, then you go to open your refrigerator, you don't have much food left there. Then you go around, you think there's all the shops empty, then you all just worry, just can't just finish. Therefore, you just, whatever you have something to eat. Of course, we have to prepare, but not just only focus that way. Of course, we have to follow the advice for all the health organizations, but include that we can do our own practice to get opportunity this time. Today is 먼저 참여기 시야를 쳐도 먼저 고대하던 내게 쳐도 아니 많이 되는데 아니 대쳐도 아니 이들이 많이 논진 되고 있어. 세단도 좀더 많이 톱대절에 다 들이 가서 아니 내게 가자 기병가 많이 자동은 된 바나 아니 톱으로 이래서.
And so it's good to do that practice, and it's very simple and easy and not very difficult to follow. So try to do that practice of reciting Om Mani Padme Hum. And for that reason, Geshe is going to give you the transmission of the Om Mani Padme Hum. And even though many of you might have already received the transmission of this mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, but if you haven't received, then it will be. I think it will be sufficient to receive it. Even though you're receiving it through the web, so the online, I think still, you can receive it. So Geshe is going to recite, give the transmission. So follow and recite, repeat the mantras after him.
아니 롱 여도 메가 아니 빼면서 아니 그리고 채와쇼 요래서 롱 여나 나 펜이 많이 요래서.
So there's a big difference in having and not having the transmission. If you have the transmission, it is much more beneficial than not having the transmission when you recite.
제가 단다도 장고를 뭐지 라마 조바 rinpoche 공나 뭐고 아니 담미 파 아니 티칭 뭐 지야다 소정원의 투뭐 뭐야 아니 세나도 와 대소 그 류도 된데 요매고 고쳐와요 그래 내가 좀 자고 요래서.
So just like Lama being able to confer or give many initiations and teachings to others is because of having the transmission. If he doesn't have that, he won't be able to give it. And that's just the obvious, the benefits, but there are also the benefits, the power of the reciting mantra itself, which is not seen, but has more powerful when we recite with the transmission.
제가 바바 시리즈도 변해 지서 드라마 냠렘 파지 바바 시리즈도 나서 아니 태와 전부가 추 냠렘 정에 파지 약간 참여하라 아니 시리즈가 냠렘 도.
And this practice of the Avalokiteshvara is done in all the Buddhist tradition, who follow the Mahayana and Buddhism. They all have the practice of Avalokiteshvara.
다는 양띠가 아니 지서 드라마로 써봤다가 아니 지서 드라마 따위나 빼면서 전례 녀모 아니 다티 된리가 갑라 빼면서 아니 니바 첨보 요래서 봐.
And also, if we pray to Aryatara, then it's very powerful, especially she's the enlightened activities of all the Buddhas, and therefore anything that you want to happen quickly, the Tara mantra is very powerful for that.
Okay. what is it? And it in Yamleche, ta, Negi Churazo, ta, Rendendo, so Cardina, Semangamba Chevo Mares, in a tragic Chevo, Nengardasia.
And so what I'm trying to say here is don't be prepared, don't worry, but be prepared. So that's very important.
Okay? And then to Shloki, any actions of a teller, Tandiga, and Karun, Terik Badan, and Tana Jingi, Membagi, Lamto Kaya Badachi, not Semgi, and Pegi, Yamlemba, Yap, Ojichin there, that's.
So just like I mentioned earlier, externally, follow all those CDC advices and the scientists' advices that they have given for us to do. Internally, be a good a Buddhist practitioner, then that will overcome all the problems. So just like His Holiness says, I can sleep very well because I meditate on bodhicitta.
제가 난도 샴바다 이제다 샤주고 셈다 아니 지가 렌데고 거다 되게 마타베라자 삼마타나 난도 셈바 흘려 용거였어 봐.
And so like that, if you think about your the loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, caring about others and so forth, then your mind becomes more relaxed.
Okay? 아니 난도 셈바만 흘려 요와나 아니 나사되고 레라오주 토고 말했어.
So if your mind is more relaxed, then you will not be inflicted by the disease very easily.
제가 간도 셈바데 아니 흘려매와나 간도 수보되고 톱촌도 수보고 톱쇼와나 아니 실로게 땡에 빠진 나사도 레라오 주도 그러고서.
And so if our mind is not relaxed, then our the power in the body or the immune system also decreases, and then we easily get caught by all these diseases in our bodies.
Okay, 대자 아니 셈바 아니 nomra 마치아가체 아니 소주고 냠내 강 덥덥체 아니 단대기 뒤선저 깽에 샹절람도 제가 냠내라 파저토와이나 아니 산이 지체나 나도 추루로 제어갈라야 저도 참아대서 님말 말아 냠내 봐야도 차서 시바르was.
And so anyway, so just like mentioned, don't worry so much, but be prepared and follow the advices, given by the doctors, the CDC doctors, and so forth. And internally, practice more about Buddhism, properly. And maybe maybe next time when we gather physically together, that time you might show up as more advanced practitioner.
제가 아니 당은 되니까는 가도 이제 고면 이제도 다니까 겁나 가서 삼부터 하라고도 왔어.
So at this time, when you meditate on compassion, you find the object for meditation on compassion, right?
제가 단디가 잠벌리가 둥알아 삼로 땅에 이제 겁다 가래 용도 있다.
And so now think about the suffering that's going through in the world and meditate on compassion on that, and see how you feel.
제가 대상 앞에는 단디 잘해나 단디기 주선들에 봐이나 앞에 주선이 삽시 다 수야 세대에는 단 잠벌리가 내다 소소 개개나 다 삼로 땅 마대기 남다로 다까지 딱 그러고 삼로 땅 마대기 지요 말했어.
And so right now, everybody's thinking about this disease. Everybody's worried about this disease, thinking that they will get this disease, And so there's no one around the world who's not worried about this disease.
가나 신기 잠벌리게 보나 최대의 증수 뺀적을 증수 간제 딱 소바 체중 참아 아니 딱 그러고 땅 암라서가 뭐지 간제 라디어 왔어.
And so they're all very worried now, especially the economy, going down, and then the health care system is becoming overwhelmed and so forth. So because of that, there are so much worries going on now.
다들 가능하도 이제 고마이나 아니 이제 공부가 되서 야쇼 이제 검사가 다 지정하도 로섬상하라고 그랬어.
And so now is the best time to meditate on compassion, because you can find the object object to meditate on compassion.
Okay. Oh, that's it. So, I can't ba. Ani manen de shere de gom manen de adi ni kabla ya nenga chimbo de das.
And so now, right now, at this time, it's really important, to meditate. That's what I'm trying to express, is the importance, of meditating on Avalokiteshvara and reciting the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum.
제가 남중에 나요 왔어. 개우제 세대 만에 전업다. 모두 비밀로 살아야 고 나가도 깜반한 데라 미 나가도 전업체자 아니 만에 되는 전업 나 그래서. 아니 게투스 딱 게임 나 셴바이들라 게가 아니 개와셔 그래. 계속 취마시비 따레스 만에 세대 취지 님으로 선 그래서.
So just like Geshe-la's, one of the main teacher, Urgyen Tseten, who always gives blessing, by reciting Om Mani Padme Hum. So when people say, "Oh, I have this problem, that problem," then they will come to him, and then he will recite Om Mani Padme Hum and then blow on them, and that will help them. And then some of the disciples thought that, "Oh, money is too simple, maybe you should recite some more advanced, complicated, like higher deities mantra." And then that will show him a little better. But then Urgyen Tseten, scold them back, saying that shows that you don't know the importance of the money, Om Mani Padme Hum.
Okay. 다들 참매가 단대라와 나지 소소가 현리가 와통녀와나 아니 소소의 현리가 다 나지야 그 적고 그랬어. 대면은 아니 수준도 야만은 수준 것도 나이네 현리가 샤샤와 야만은 차타지도 소소까지 답대와야 된대지 좀 다셔서.
And so now, like earlier, Geshe-la said, so if you have received the initiation of the Avalokiteshvara, then you can generate yourself, as Avalokiteshvara. If not, then you visualize the Avalokiteshvara on top of your crown or in front of you.
아니 다 나중에 티가라야 시리를 찌부 somnama지 티 타고 나고라 간지 사제도 산주 선반 남깔 쫀조바 다시 했는 빌라고 봐. 자와 똥다 터다 뭐뭐 쳐도 받는 상황 당고 그래서.
And so, not just Avalokiteshvara, but in front of you, in Avalokiteshvara, who's surrounded by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 direction, just like the whole space, filled with the cloud.
다는 이제 소준 되다 잡나 고라라 소소 찌부서 맞지 다 맞는 게 타다니면 semje 타마 요 삼바지 뭐 좀같은 요 삼고 그래서.
And so, and then on around oneself, not just oneself, but around oneself, there are all the sentient beings, sentient beings of all 6 realms, the animals, the hell beings, the hungry ghosts, everything, everybody, all the animals, and so forth.
Okay. 아니 대전에 다 아니 내 만에 저기 테마 솜랑한도 지디치 대전에 내 많은 친구 진도게 저랑도 가가 아니 깨장 되면 거지 아니 그러고 여기야 거좀 되셔 왔어.
And so now Geshe-la is going to give the transmission, Om Mani Padme Hum. So he's going to recite 3 times. You repeat it after him 3 times. After that, he's going to recite the Om Mani Padme Hum rapidly for 1 mala. And at that time, you can also do it quietly yourself. Just join him and do it, together with him.
Okay. And Papa shares the Tasuzun de la Tantana sometimes.
And so now think about Avalokiteshvara in the space in front of you.
Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Omana Pemo, Omana Pemo, Omana Pemo. Omana Pemo, 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 Omana Omana Pemo, 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 Omana Pemo. 아니 두 사만은 돈바라 때네 아니 소소단다 돈라 셔리도가 되게 고송 투지 줄로 마쇼네 소소리가 였습니다 아니 디다 빠져다 잡았다 대마다 아니 샘제 탐절라 법에 등족의 랭에 디다 빠져다 잡았다 송삼 고레.
So now as you recite the Om Mani Padme Hum like that, visualize, imagine a nectar and light flowing down from the heart of Avalokiteshvara and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and then enter into your body, speech, and mind, and the sentient beings in the body, speech, and mind, and purifying all the negativities, of the body, speech, and mind of all sentient beings.
다음에 소소시리 사다와나 아니 소소사네야 아니 만약에 전업 아니 어제 깔보도 마보든게 나머지네 샘제 탐절라 폭야 되게 샘제 탐에게 링하여 되도 쟁에 빠져나 잡아 다 송삼 고레스.
And then if you have visualized yourself as the Avalokiteshvara, then at the heart, you can think about the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, and then from that light and nectar emanates towards all the 10 directions and hits on all sentient beings, and then thereby it purifies all their negativities and all the diseases and all the sufferings are all completely purified like that.
뭐다테 아니 냠내 아니 답되오지. And
so like that, that practice is very simple, easy, and very powerful.
Oh yeah. 아니 샤동 콜로제게 잡아도 신도가 와서 뭐 소제도 가나 간다 틀면 시리즈라 샤도 가와디 예토도 시리즈 원도 전에 도와지 좀 이살랑 코퍼레이션. Okay, I think it's 11:42. Do you have anyone have any questions?
So I'm going to unmute everybody. If it gets a little too noisy, then I'll mute again. And you'll...
Any questions?
Everybody muted now.
So
I don't know, are you hearing it? Is anybody talking?
I can't hear them.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Can we try people raising their hands instead, Sean?
You have any questions?
Okay. iPhone, unfortunately, I don't have your name. You're unmuted now.
Anyone here?
Yes.
You have any questions? Looks everyone very good, no questions.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting something on chat, Geshe-la. I can't hear the person talking. Charles, you're unmuted. If you have a question, go ahead.
Just go ahead, talk.
We can't hear you.
Laura, you have any questions? Lon, you have questions? Go ahead.
It's going to be hard when everybody's in quarantine or self-quarantine. I don't know what your advice is with everybody just staying home and trying not to go anywhere at all. It's pretty difficult.
This is I mentioned you. This is not thinking. Tinikabla nga kunzu kason drama choma machi. De nge ta tamla de ko yasho yin sa meta ko ko sango des.
So Geshe-la said, this is what he mentioned earlier. So don't think that they force you to stay inside, but they give you the opportunity to do practice.
Okay, then you can make that also your time, maybe 4 sections every day. If you don't have to do anything, you can do that. Your time be very fast. Otherwise, I couldn't go there, I couldn't see there, I couldn't go shopping. Then your mind becomes just really crazy. Therefore, you make that daily. Okay, from like I have to get up 6 o'clock, then 6 to 9 I do 4th section. Then I have breakfast. Then I do like like 9:30 or maybe 10 to 12, the 2nd section. Then lunch. Then start 2 o'clock, 2 to 4, 3rd section. Then start 5 o'clock, 5 to 8, 4th section. Your all times are gone. It's very short. Usually we do like that, your time becomes very short. You don't have much time. Then you don't do anything. Then you say, okay, you cannot go there. You just worry, thinking. Then your time becomes more longer. Okay? Okay, anyone?
Yeah.
I can see here.
We've got Laura.
George, Sarah,
Laura has a
John. Yes, please go ahead.
Hi, Geshe-la. If we have to stay informed about what's happening in the world and what the recommendations are to keep ourselves healthy and help everybody else. Can you give us some advice to help us avoid sort of getting sucked up into, just endlessly looking at all sorts of news articles and worrying about what's happening all over the world?
가서 나 전화야 올 거면서.
나가서 디 산지도서 뭐뭐 링겨라.
야.
산지 뭐뭐 거라. 안데 저 상황 가서 찍찍 따네 되는 뭐뭐 지우지 가서 삼로 담에 땅에 되네 다 심지 지우체 되고 내가 된대 정서 내가 된대 정서 내가 된대 정서 내가 정 된대 거라 된대다 가서 심지 맞춰줘도 좀 납작 가는 게 있어.
제가 다 단행이 라이 말. 근데 주소는 나는 뭐가 주셔서 다 나지. 다 대로 삼고로 봐서. 아니 대리 삼로 당 잠잠이야 사지단에 소수 셈이야 남달랑이나 사지에서 마다 와지 땅아서 가리채고 예마 가리채 얘기만 가서 타면 하고 살아 왔어. 아니 그리나 사지진에 딱 맞는 야 이랬어.
So Geshe-la said, just like you mentioned earlier, about back to the Buddhist way of life, if it is, if it can be fixed, why worry about it? If it cannot be fixed, then what is the point of worrying about it, right? It can't be fixed anyway. So just like that, do that, think like that, and if your mind becomes, very gets very worried, thinking, hearing all this news and the things going around in the world, then maybe better not to watch the news too much. Instead, spend the time doing other things like practices and so forth. So it will be better for better to do that, instead of listening to the news.
그냥 아주 소중은 제때 가리채고 먹는 땅도 마셔가 가루가루 하고 살아 왔어.
So the news is just extra information for you. You already know basically what you have to do, right? You know what are the recommendations, from the doctors and all these things, and you know what to do and what not to do. Hearing, that's happening. That is happening more and more in these countries and so forth. Only makes you worry. So better not listen to those news, so much.
제가 남중한도 배나 암조 간주마주 많이 미 간주마주 마다 카 간주마주 말라나 너무 마부지 고간다 그래서.
So like, say if we don't listen, to all sorts of things, and if we don't, look at all sorts of things, or if we don't say all sorts of things, then that will already stop many of the delusions rising in our mind.
Okay. 제가 배나 전화 정도 나도 난조 자와서 간나 아니 액션 무비 땅에 가고 싶어요 그래서. 근데 진짜 가시가 망스 look watch like the action movies. You don't have compassion like those. 나도 저도 따대대 그 때문에 봐고 그 더 개트려 말했어. 그 되게 더 누가 개트려 대놓고 넣고 말했어.
So like you might have seen, the Tibetan monks, they like to watch action movies a lot. And the people say, oh, how can a monk, watch the action movies, the killings and all these things? But the monks, they already know it's just a movie, it's just an entertainment, It doesn't make them worry. Make them become like a killer or something like that, And so it doesn't affect them. So that's.
But what's happening right now is not an action movie.
No, there's no action. I'm not saying like that.
What?
제가 되게 아니 수수 셈라야 남자 랑도나 때 마다나 야요레스. 남자 만나는 코스나 개요 말이스.
Example given, that if that is going to affect the Tibetan monk, to become more violent and like that, then they should not watch it. But it doesn't affect, so it's okay for them to watch that. That's just for entertainment, like that, So if the news, affects your mind, then you better not, watch the news for now.
제가 소소가 변나 송집 제약에 제등 가르치고도 가지 나도 하고고 대하고는 야야 보면 하고 내가 좀 버렸어. 대하고 세위 질려야 다 나중에 개첸토 말에 아니 코 무슨도 고잡샤나 소소가 딱 가르쳐서 하고 말와 소소 삼해요.
So if you're listening to the news, to gain some more knowledge, to like help yourself, to protect yourself, and those things, then of course it's good to listen to the news. And otherwise, if you already know, what you have to do to keep yourself, safe and clean and all these things, then you just follow those advice. So you don't need to watch the news. Watching news only, makes you more worried. Then better not watch the news for now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just try to like that way, okay?
Okay.
Otherwise, 대단 아주 샘세대 아주 switch off 하는 거 제도 말했어.
So our mind is not easy to be switched off, just like we switch off, the light, the switch.
제가 간나 단단하도 라고요. 나도 삼지 가로 가로. 삼을 맞 제대로 가로. 당고 튼섬이 와. 튼섬을 가라 가나 삼등이잖아. 튼섬을 가라 가려고 그러나 라메 남타르다. 근데 제버되면 로고 그래서 간주머지 로에 맞라. 가르나 대근 튼섬을 가블야 안에 샘든 추도요 와다 말올라 버려. 대근 코 내가 저랬어.
So it's also, advice, to do certain things, during the post and during the post session. Like in the retreat, you have a session and post session. During the session, you do the practice, right? Recite the mantra, visualize the deity, and do that. But then during the post session, you should also read the books that is related with the practice, and read the books about like Buddhas, or the gurus or the holy beings' biography, and then that inspires you to become like them. So, but if you look at something else, other things, then that will distract your mind, when you go into a session. And so, even during the session, during the post session, you are advised, to not look at the things that will distract your mind, during the session.
제가 아니 지금 수수 셈나 되게야 지금 그러고 다 교토 땅 거였나 누가 되나 수수 때 내가 샤잖아 양소래.
And so just like that, if watching news and reading about all these things, makes your mind go, worry and so much, then better not look at those things that will cause worry in your mind.
Okay.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
If like I'm worried about my parents maybe not taking seriously enough the directions from the CDC or other authorities, how can I help them?
다파시 간조배나 치지 따나 되게서 마 책에 파시 콘솔랍잘라 파시 자자자 많이 냥그래 가나 간가라야 로종 냠 가로 로종도 여러 왔어.
So mostly the Westerners, who are mostly educated, they have the knowledge about the hygiene and all these things. Therefore, they will definitely listen and follow the advices.
제가 지난게 얘기요 말이 제가 말했었는데 지진에 지난게 때 템티 라보 제대죠. 콘도 따다다 제대로 저래.
So you're thinking that they don't follow, those advices.
Not all of them. No, I mean,
just you're worried.
A little bit worried. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to think about them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure, I think all of the world, right now, who has more education, I'm sure they'll follow the, advice much as they can. They want to understand what's going on, Therefore, also you can advise for them, not forced, Kadana ngandu nambe chula yorbas. Dunga shibasha, kunyu pomasha, and then Kenge tegi karo. The next thing, and Melepe, Doksho to Machina, tell a pound of Cheng Maravas. Take any Doksho, Yepa the Hako, the payments in Gachimuranga Nabila.
So maybe you can explain them, the negative effects of not following that. And when they understand that, of course they will understand that, then they will maybe follow. So just like we say, understanding suffering is very important. If you don't know that is suffering, then of course you will not think about getting rid of it. And then then to abandon the cause of the suffering. So you have to find out what is the cause of the suffering and then abandon them. If you don't abandon them, then you will not be free from the suffering. So first, understanding suffering is very important. And then after that, understanding what is the cause of the suffering, and then applying to abandon that is very important.
Therefore, Buddhism said, don't exciting, don't panic. Just remind, understand that way. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Geshe-la. I just want to say thank you for that. This is Sera, because my mother's having big mental challenge accepting these new restrictions and recommendations. And I'm now trying to just practice compassion for her. I try to fix it, but it may not be working. And she's in her 70s, so I'm a little worried, but I'm trying not to get angry about it. Exactly. Because that's what happens. I tell her the story and she does not agree. So I appreciate your advice to Laura as well.
And so you can also like your parents and and the neighbors and everybody you can just explain to them like we talk about in Buddhism, but you don't have to say this is what Buddhism say. You don't have to say like that. That's what the reality is whether said of Buddhism or not, it's the reality. So you tell them the reality and then they will accept it. So like Geshe-la say, when he goes to visit the patient, the Dana fiber cancer patients, and when he does that, and when he talks to them, the most of the people there who he talked to, like 98% of the people are not Buddhist. So if you tell them, oh, this is what Buddhism said, then they will not follow that or not make sense to them. And so he followed the Buddhist advice, but that's the reality. And then relating to the Buddhist advice, and they talk to them in like a normal way, and then they will understand most of the time. So don't say when you talk to people or your parents, don't say that this is what Buddhism says, but just take the advice and the idea and the logic from the Buddhism, and then use that to talk to them in a normal way, and then they will understand. And especially when they grow older, when we grow older, not they, we all grow older, our mind becomes more tough, and become more childish also, like a child. and therefore they act like a child, and the mind is very easily fluctuated. They become so irritated very easily, and they become calm very easily also.
Okay. Okay. Any questions? This is good. You can stay in your bed. You can talk. Thank you for the technology. I can see the Lord was very far away. Okay. Any other questions?
If anybody has any questions, maybe you can try unmuting yourselves. We can give that a try.
I can see Sarah and Michelle. Hey, Sarah. What question?
Geshe-la?
Is it Paya? Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Geshe-la. I didn't put my video on sooner because I haven't washed my hair for 5 days, maybe longer. Because
5 days?
now I'm not going out, so somehow...
You become nomad?
Yes, somehow no shower. I became nomad. Anyway, it looks like nomad. In nomad, you don't need showers. Exactly. Geshe-la, with my palms together, thank you for this wonderful teaching, and especially the meditation on the transmission of the mantra and the precise meditation advice, how to practice the Avalokiteshvara practice. And with my palms together and wish-fulfilling jewel inside, and with abundant offerings, Geshe-la, could you please give Avalokiteshvara full empowerment later this year when we can congregate in the Gompa again? Please, I request this strongly. I've thought this for a very long time, and I'd like to request it very strongly for Geshe-la to do this. And I know I've spoken with other students, and they also request very strongly. I mean, some of them, if they haven't requested, I've talked to them and they've thought it's a good idea. Some of them I've talked to. So Geshe-la, please, if you could consider this, that would be wonderful.
Okay, we can think about that.
Okay, that wasn't quite the answer I was hoping for.
This is the answer. Just think about it.
Okay, that's today's answer. Okay, that's just today's answer. So we try again soon. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I think we don't want to take over time. It's already 12. And it's a very wonderful. I can see most people here also. I can see here Jennifer, Sarah, Michelle, Wendy, Kimber, Charles, then Paya, Bob, I couldn't see. Deborah, I couldn't see. Deborah, are you there? Some people I couldn't see. I can see the order, the names here. It's wonderful. All of you are very try to action to join with us here. It's like even we are very far away, but look like same place. We are always same place. Therefore, I will also think about for you guys 24 hours. I'm sure you guys also think about us to 24 hours. Hopefully, you have very wonderful retreat at yourself and a wonderful day.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Okay. Thank you. I can see the
Geshe-la.
I can see the Oscar. I can see the Karen. Now I can see myself.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Okay, I think we can do like short dedication.
Short dedication. So Bob, can you?
Yep, page 39. Thanksgiving model offering. Saji Perki Juxing Me Tokram Rirapling Jini de Gimpadi Sangi Jing de Nuagi Drokun Nam Jitan Name Kute Rapten Jing Napagurne Padan Losante Viverme Sasumgi Rome Munsel Taktu Negyurchi Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. Page 43, the short long life prayer for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. In that snow mountain encircled land source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig remain in life till samsara's end. Page 49, the short long night prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as a bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior, myself, and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Page 57, prayer dedication. Through this virtue, may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious Supreme Bodhi Mind, may where unborn arise and where born never decline but increase forevermore. Page 75. Nigmate Sewe Ter Chen Chen Rezik Rime Kempe Wanko Jampal Yon Dupung Malu Jomze Sanwe Dag Gan Chen Gepe Tsugyan Son Kappa Losandrape Jokla Solwade. Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody.
We miss you, Geshe-la.
See you
I miss
soon.
you too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.